Howdy y'all, today is the 24th of October 2024 and I am Philippe, the Learn to Grow guy. Here's what I started doing today. I came out to this bed here. This bed, I've got sweet potatoes that goes from here to about where that black post is there, which is about halfway down before I get to the tomatoes. And I've got sweet potatoes growing here. The reason I started to make this video is because when I pulled this first sweet potato out from this hole here, this is what the son of a gun looked like. So I thought it would be a good idea to document this with you guys and share with you what I'm harvesting. This has some of these little holes in it, and I can only imagine that's from those little wire worms. That's the things that actually killed my corn in the spring. But all that means is that I got to let this cure for, I think it is, 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks in a warm environment, warm and humid environment. The only problem I've got is that over here where I'm at, I think last night it dipped down to like the 40s and I'm running out of time and I don't have that type of warm humidity filled environment. That little one there was a small one that I picked, and that's what I've got. So let's continue to take a look and see what we can dig up. Well, here's another one. And I'm not seeing the little holes in them, so in this one, so which means that it's a good chance that it can be preserved for next year. This is a little small. I'll leave these right here for now. Well, let me put them off to the side because I don't know where else I may find sweet potatoes at. Let's see. I'm going to put this up here because these things can be found anywhere throughout the bed, because sometimes what sweet potatoes will do is that they'll send out, they'll send out vines, and those vines, as they touch the soil and such, they will start to root and thereby producing more sweet potato plants. Okay, ooh, look at this here. Okay, we got some small ones, but nonetheless, look at this stuff in the ground here. Okay, this one's got those little holes in them. Well, let's see about this one here. This is a nice sized sweet potato, and I'm not seeing the little holes in them. Oh, look at the little question mark, but it's got the little holes in them. And I planted like 2 varieties of sweet potatoes here, actually. Okay, so what I'm going to end up with, I don't fully know as to how much sweet potatoes I'm going to end up with. But I know that about a few weeks back, I did try to harvest some of the sweet potatoes, and a little round one with a little tail to it. Anyway, I'm going to put these down here so that I can try to continue and see how much we actually have. Okay. Let's see. Okay, little elongated one. What's this here? This may or may not have stuff on it, but nonetheless, my viewpoint is, ooh, nice little fingerling potato. I just scratched it up right there, right here. So we'll see what happens. Okay. I guess a big question is, oops, don't want to do that. So I'm trying not to use a shovel, because in years past I've used shovels, and what's happened is that these son of a guns can get deep underground, can't they? Yeah. Well, in years past when I've used shovels and pitchforks, I've damaged a lot of the sweet potato plants. Well, not the sweet potato plants, but the sweet potatoes themselves. And I'm sort of trying not to do that. That's sort of part of the reason why I sort of have them in these beds. So, cabbage, that didn't mount up to anything. Lots of sweet potato vines, I can tell you that. So let's see. See, there's some small ones. The vines will make them deep underground sometimes, and What you get, we don't always know, but for sure you're going to get some sweet potatoes. How much, I don't know. How deep they are on the ground, I don't know. All we can ever do is try to dig them out, okay? So, I'm trying to change hands here. Ooh, this a, uh-oh, what's this here? Ah. Over here, whoa, here's a nice one. See it? Yeah. So the thing about, oh, here's a nice little long one here. The thing about sweet potatoes is this, okay? It's got those little holes in them, which means that those wire worms are probably in there. Okay, wire worms suck. Like I said, they ate my corn. See that? Wire worm holes. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to try to let these cure, and anything that's damaged, I'm going to try to eat those as soon as possible. You don't want to eat these like now we're just picking them, because if you do, all you're going to get is a bland flavor in your mouth, and they don't taste like sweet potatoes. The sweetness is not there. You're going to have to give them some time to, how you say, you're going to have to give the sugar some time to settle up in the sweet potato, so that you're going to have to give them some time to mature. That's the bottom line to it all, okay? That's going to be the bottom line to it all. Because if you don't let them mature, oops, sorry. If you do not let them mature, then you're just going to get some bland flavored stuff, and that's not what you're looking for. Okay, what I'm about to do now is I'm going to, well, that's what we can do with you. My goal is for you to see as much as possible. Oh, well, here's another one. See it? Yeah, me He-Man, right? Okay, well, this one has a decent sized one. Maybe I'll just toss them here. I'm getting further from the bucket. This was the bed that I had grown with some of the stuff that I had harvested. I'm sorry. Actually, I planted this in the spring. Yeah, I planted this in the spring. So now today is the, what is the date today? Oh man, more sweet potatoes, hanging sweet potatoes. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty neat. Yeah, some of them have done nicely and others have not. And I'd imagine that unless I run my fingers through all of these grounds here, all this bed here, odds are I will miss out on some sweet potatoes. So, with that said, at some point I'm going to have to let you guys go. I'll put this on pause so I can continue with the harvest. See, let me show you what see, an eggplant. That's the only eggplant I got out of the eggplants this year. Anyway, let's keep going. What I was going to show you, I thought I'd probably save it for another time. So, here we go. More sweet of the potato. Yeah, sometimes these sweet potatoes, they'll have you thinking that, yep, what you just pulled is basically it. However, on the ground, there still remains a feast. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ooh, look at that. Like I said, sometimes they'll hide from you. And there's a saying that says that once you plant sweet potatoes, you'll always have them, because there's always going to be some of the roots left in here for you to pull from. let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need this here a little bit more. Guess that's another plant there. Let's see. There you go. I can bet you there's probably something else hidden under here too. Well, looks like I would have lost that bet. Yeah, so otherwise there's here. And let's see how far we can get with this here. See, I wish I had some animals I could have given these vines to, could have fed them. But only problem is that once you have animals, you can't really just get up and leave and go wherever you want to go unless you find an animal sitter. And I don't really want to put anybody through that hassle. And I'm saying that, I guess that's me being, I guess I'm trying to think about other people, but I don't know. I know we could use the eggs. We don't use the milk, but I hear that raw milk from goats and I think it's called the A1 cow. And somebody can correct me on that. And I understand that by consuming that type of milk, raw milk, that you can get a lot of health benefits from it. Unlike when you go with the milk from the stores that's been boiled and such, you know. So if this was still early part of the summer, I would have cut a lot of these here and planted them, and thereby have more sweet potato plants. Yeah, so we'll continue on with this here. Wait, I thought I saw something here, but there we go. Yeah, plenty of decent sweet potatoes. And I'm gonna cut this up here. Yeah. Oops. See, got those little holes in them. And it's just stuff that lives on the ground trying to eat the potatoes. Eat them dar sweet potatoes. Let's see, anything else under here? Oh, nothing that I'm seeing or feeling. Well, here's something here. See, more of those little holes. Means that in the upcoming weeks or what have you, I'm going to have to eat a lot of sweet potatoes. Because any damage... See, you don't want to try to store damaged sweet potatoes long term. For the simple reason that they're going to go bad on you, you know. So the best thing to do is to eat them early on. So for me, like I said earlier, once these get some of that sugar stuff going in them, they will be getting feasted upon. In other words, eaten. In other words, consumed for internal nourishment. Yeah. Lots of vines. Well, I did it all the way to the other side over there. Whew. Oops. That's a small one. Yeah. Looks like I have entered the end. Yeah, this was to be a cabbage or something. That didn't do quite well. I had bugs that was trying to get rid of some stuff. Like I said, if I had some animals, I would be feeding those to animals, but don't have any. Don't begot none. And looks like this, I'm not sure what this was. Might have been a turnip. Yep, more sweet potatoes coming out of the groundworks. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, where's those? Here it is. And even though the initial even though the initial, these being the initial sweet potatoes, even though I may not have gotten that much of a harvest from them. Oh, I got another one there. Yeah, cool. I mean, they're not the super big, super large sweet potatoes. But nonetheless, y'all, I got some sweet potatoes. I got sweet potato seeds. And my desire, like I said earlier, is that they would last a whole lot longer. You know, meaning that they were all in such great shape that it's real easy for them to, it's easy for them to be stored. You know, it's easy for them to be stored. So that's my sweet potatoes. I figure that it's more than enough to fill this bucket all the way. But unfortunately, a lot of them have little holes in them. And that's not going to work for me. I'm going to have to eat some of these sweet potatoes. I'm going to take you to the other place. Well, here, check this out. This is what I have been doing. But what I had planted over there, and there's a couple of these rows, there's some sweet potatoes. This was the pat. This is the potatoes where I did the pat and stump. Deer got to them, okay? And I've been clearing these rows out. I've got one more to do, and that's this last one there. All I'm doing is just picking up the material from the center and mounting them up like I had them in the beginning of the spring. I did plant some greens that I had there. Some of the, I think they're mustard greens. I found some growing. I found some of the seeds from when I was cleaning up in front of the cabin. And so I took some of the seeds, I dumped a lot of them, I sprinkled them. They did come up nicely. However, in clearing everything out, all that meant is that, the small seedlings had to be pulled up and covered up. I gotta get my little snips there. I call them snips because I guess you can say sometimes in my past I took a what's that class? Sheet metal class back when I was in high school. And I guess I call things that can cut stuff snips sometimes. Well, excluding scissorses. That's it, right? Scissorses. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to this garden bed here, which is another place I had planted some sweet potatoes. Oh man, I don't like spider webs getting on me, and I don't like weeds getting on me either. So let's see what this one did. Okay, this is well dug in. Hope we got some sweet potatoes out of here. And they look smallish. Ooh, this is the other variety. This was the other variety of sweet potatoes I planted. I know one of those was a Japanese variety. This one did a whole lot better, looks like. And this is over here by the panels and the Savior's Garden. So these did a whole lot better. And this row of sweet potatoes was actually attacked by deer earlier on. Back that way, a lot of them are gone because they were attacked by the deer. And let's see this one. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I think part of the mistake that I made is that I planted this on some hard cloth. The goal is to make sure that the moles and voles did not come up and try to get to them. And what that did is that some of these sweet potato roots would get caught up on the, well, they're getting caught up on that. I can feel it. Let's see if I can show it to you. See that? I don't know if you can see it. The little squarish stuff. Here. The little squarish stuff. That's the hard wire underneath. So I know now that I have sweet potatoes here. I'll go finish picking up the other ones on the other side, and so that's what I've got. Yep, we got sweet potatoes, but again, the condition of them is not what I'm, You know what? If anybody knows how to make sure that you don't have any more of those wire worms, that's what they're called, wire worms. If you know how to make sure that we don't have those anymore, please put the comment on there, somewhere in there for me, so that I'll know what to do to get rid of them. Because like I said last year, all the corn I tried to grow, none of them grew. None of them came up simply because of those wire worms. So please help a brother out. Oh, and by the way, that's something I wanted to say to y'all. I am not what's his name? Uh, I forgot his name. So either way it goes, one of these days when I remember the name, I'll include that in one of those videos. Oh, I remember now. I'm not Oliver, and this is not Green Acres. Okay, so therefore I don't wear suits to come out here. Okay, I don't wear suits to come out here. I'll wear my, pants, whatever old shirts I've got. And it's a way to get rid of, to use up all the old shirts I had anyway. So that's what I'm doing. Um, Again, I'm not Oliver, so I'm not going to wear a three-piece suit. All right, last thing is that I'm not ready to harvest these yet. Looks like I may have to. I may not want to as of yet, but I think the cooler temperatures that we're getting at night here may actually affect when I harvest these. As far as these okras, I did harvest a lot of the ones that I was letting dehydrate. I'm sorry, dry out here, and I did harvest those. I've been sharing those with some of the folks at church, and probably have a whole lot more to share for people who want to grow okra next year. What I've been doing is I've been giving them the whole okra instead of giving just a few seeds. Okay. So to make a long story short, y'all take care, and God bless.